morning, everyone. It is your IVF bestie, and today I'm going to talk about 3 things I wish I knew before doing IVF. And these are kind of hard ones because I'm really probably going to depress some of you because these are really hard truths that I haven't even fully accepted myself. So let's get into it. So let's start with the easy part. Not the easy part, but the less sad part. So something about IVF that I wish I knew before starting was you are going to wait. Wait. That's all you do. You just wait for a test, you wait for the result, you wait to do a consult. It is maddening how much you wait. I can't even begin to tell you how impatient you will be when doing IVF because you obviously are just waiting for a positive pregnancy test. You're waiting to be told good news, and sometimes everything just feels like a setback. At least in my journey, that's what it has been. And I know in a lot of people's IVF journey, it is not easy and it's not straightforward. And there's results and diagnoses that come along that you weren't expecting that just set you back by months. And it sets you back financially, and it is rough. The waiting is really hard, especially when you kind of already thought you would be a mom by now. I'm turning 30 this year, and I definitely thought that I would be winding down, and I think my camera actually hates me. So it keeps turning off and doing all this crazy stuff. So I don't know. Waiting is horrible, and by 30, I thought that I would be done having kids, or at least be 2 kids in. So it definitely really messes with the timelines that you've created in your head for your life and for your family. So that is really hard to do. It is going to be quite a journey. I had it in my head that I was going to do basically 1 retrieval, and then I was going to do 1 transfer, and I would be pregnant. I had it in my head that I was only going to spend, $20,000 and I would be pregnant, and with so many embryos and eggs, and we were going to have perfect, ideal IVF situation. And that is not what happened at all. So yeah, I would definitely go into IVF knowing that you want it to be perfect and you want the easiest route possible to a baby, but there are so many setbacks, and you just see it on TikTok and online, and you just never think it's going to be you. You're like, I'm not like them. I don't have that issue. And then it turns out you have something worse where it's like, oh, this is unexplained infertility, or, my husband and I both are carriers for cystic fibrosis, or he has an additional issue, and then now I have an additional issue. And yeah, so I don't want to rant too much about that, but I wish I would have known that it may not be a one and done. And I think my life would have been easier had I not convinced myself that my husband and I were going to be perfectly fine and have an easy journey. The next thing I want to talk about is this is really even hard for me to say because I haven't fully accepted it, but just because you're doing IVF doesn't mean that you are going to be a mom or a dad. That's something that I'm still working on and coming to terms with, because it's really devastating as time goes on, all the failure, as our, embryos start to dwindle because everything just is failing. It's something that I wish I had, come to terms with before starting IVF. I pretty much am telling myself that IVF is the answer, and it may not be. Yeah, I'm still in denial. So yeah, I think a lot of people, myself included, are like, okay, yeah, I don't want to do IVF, but this is how I get a baby. And that's not true for everybody. Some people walk away from IVF with no baby. And that is a harsh reality that I am working to come to terms with. So it's not fun, but those are definitely the three main things I would tell myself if I could go back in time. You know, you're gonna wait. You're going to not have an easy time, and you have to realize like this is not necessarily gonna make you a mom. Yeah. On the lighter note, because I don't want to end the video with like that. Another thing that I wish I knew, I was only going to do the 3, but that got really sad really fast. So another thing that I would like to mention that I was not expecting at all is the fact that IVF completely takes over your life in such a way that I did not expect. I thought it would be, oh, like I can work around IVF, and that was not the case. When I was doing PIO shots, when I was doing my morning and afternoon shots, your life, it works around IVF. I was, you know, going to appointments on the weekends, and I couldn't do certain things. I couldn't go on vacation. And, you know, people are asking me to do things and go on vacation with my grandparents, visit family, and I just can't say yes to any of it because I don't know where I'm gonna be. I don't know if I am gonna be doing injections. I can't go to Disney. I mean, I could, but why would I want to go to a literal like amusement park for roller coasters, pay all that money, and then stand around? Like, I can't do things, and I have to make timelines, and I have to work around it. And there's so many times where I get in the car to go do something with my husband, and I have to tell him, stop, I forgot my shot, turn around, we have to wait 20 minutes. Or stop, I forgot my pills, turn around. So that's one of the more like, it's silly, but it genuinely takes over your life, and you have to plan around IVF. And there's a lot of things that we haven't done because of IVF. And it's kind of, that's also sad actually, because we have not gotten to do like a lot of things like camping, going to amusement parks, traveling, because certain medication has to be in the refrigerator, and if you're traveling, that's kind of impossible. And also, I don't know how I feel about taking my medication on a plane. I don't know. It's not fun. None of it's fun, but I'm happy we ended on that one instead of the whole, you know, you may not be a mom thing. Ugh. Downer. But yeah, so those are probably the 4 most important things and serious things that I wish I had known and considered before IVF. So yeah, if you agree, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.